boss say, yo, Mr. Tufton, I come have to get ready, but come. Shh. Go on decent now. Good night, sir.
Mr. Romeich, how are you?
Good night, sir.
How
Mr.
are you,
Dr.
sir?
Tufton. People, big up the boss. Welcome him to the Romeich Live.
No, man, happy to be here, but I have a confession to make. I hope you don't mind.
What that know?
Well, I was kind of hoping that when I came on, I would say Shenseea, not you. But anyway, I'll do it you for now.
Well, so Shenseea then I see him also.
Really?
But we have
you
yeah,
have to
but
carry on then.
no, we have to keep the live of your next day.
How you doing? All right?
Yeah, man, good man.
Nice, nice. Well, I
Yeah,
tell you, I have to commend you. For starters, and all seriousness now, you are one of those guys that have always reached out and said, listen, I want to help with this COVID thing. And I have to just tell all of your fans that I don't reach out to you, you reach out to me.
That is true.
I really respect that, because I do believe that the following and the respect and the base that you have at all levels of the society, included and others, it is so important that we recognize that all of you have to tackle this thing. It can't be one segment of the population. So I really want to just big you up and big up your team and your crew, and just say I'm here to, answer any questions, but just to say, boy, we have to work together.
Yeah, man, we all have to work together. You remember my motto, from day one is one team.
So how things otherwise?
Boy, from way of life, we have everything here, big boss.
Yeah.
Me I work only, but me see I work more than me.
No. I would never be so presumptuous. I follow you, and I see the work. I mean, you're working more style than me. I mean, like some of the brands that we see, and the traveling and all them things. I can't do that. I have to stay put on the ground, but I think we all have to do what we have to do, right? And that's
it. We have to do. All we have to do some form of work for better. At the end of the day, all we have one goal, which is for better our country and better our family and friends. Communicating and see how best we can help each other and help the country.
Yeah, man. No, without a doubt.
So I know a lot of people been asking, and a lot of I see where a lot. That's why I say in Jamaica influencers are very important, because other day I did a vaccine. Well, not only me, but the whole Shenyang team did the vaccine, and a lot of people question me. It's everywhere in the world of this stigma that the vaccine this, the vaccine that. You understand? And overall, the thing is, I don't know about you, but I can talk to everybody that I've gotten the virus already, so I can share both the good and the bad.
Well, maybe I can ask you a question. Why you got it? I'm gonna answer you, but I would be curious to know, because as a man of the street conversation, but you decided to get it.
Yeah.
And clearly,
honestly, I got it. I got it knowing that I'm going to get it. Meaning that a friend of me that was living with me had it, and no one was there to take care of that person. So I just say, you know what? I'll just make up my mind. Say, look here.
I think you make a good point, right? First of all, and to all the people looking on, this COVID virus is no respecter of persons.
Exactly.
Uptown, downtown, midtown, wherever you are, local, foreign, the virus which started, well, we recognize it. It's from a family of viruses, but which person you are, you can get it. And the
Exactly.
fact is, the impact of it, the more you hang around people, and we don't live in a world where we live by ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whether it is work, play, our family, our community, we have to interact with people. Otherwise, life wouldn't just make sense. And the fact is, it is possible that any one of us can. Now, this vaccine is a big controversial issue. I know a lot of people are against it, and a lot of people in your fraternity, dancehall, music, I've heard many comment on it, say them no want to the virus, the vaccine. Listen, vaccines have been part of Jamaica from long before me and you born. The
Yep.
truth is that this vaccine, all it does, is not the virus, very important, because people think it's a virus we're injecting in your body. It mimics or imitates the virus, so it's not the virus. And what it does, it helps your body to build up a resistance to the virus if you get it. So why when you get a little fever or a little chill or a little headache when you take it, all it does is that it's telling your body, say, listen, build up the power so when the virus comes, you can fight against it. That's all it does. It don't contaminate you. It don't put no chip inside of you, no code. It don't make you worse off. It actually make you better off. And I
Before,
really respect that a man like you take it, because I
yeah.
know that the distractions are there saying otherwise.
All right, what you mean I say now? My
Yeah.
reason for taking it. I went on a tour in October and we did 4 shows, right? Overseas here in America where they don't have any ban for shows. And I did not get any virus at all. Dealing with like maybe about 20 to 30,000 people at different events. But we came across hundreds of persons that we wear a mask, we sanitize or whatever. And we didn't get the virus. And I have friends that have just been in their house and get the virus because me can't tell nobody what they're doing. Everybody free for do what they do. But if you're a business person, especially entertainers, everybody is free for their judgment. Everybody is free to do what they want to do. But I know that I'm a businessman and I have to travel a lot. And I caught the virus and it wasn't very good and I don't want to catch it again. So I don't say it. Everybody will basically live in America that related to me took it. And I had second thoughts about it, but me make them go be the test dummy them first and them go take it. You understand?
Well, you raise an important point, I think, that needs to be said. The virus is highly contagious. It's one of the most we have come across. In other words, you talk to somebody and you'll be surprised when you're talking to somebody how much body fluid is exchanged. You know, if you touch them, because people talk and it is in the air and it touch the surface and you touch the surface and you pick up the virus. The virus lodge inside of you. Side effects vary from people to people. Maybe you drink a lot of, I don't know, it's a beetroot and Irish mash.
No, we take olive roots. We take olive roots.
And I'm not here endorsing roots, although it's your choice, and roots nice because I drink it too. It's not a medicine, but that is clinically. But anyway, the point is, your best friend's body, your girlfriend's body, or anybody else's. And it depends a lot on your capacity or your body to manage the virus. So some people get the vaccine and it don't really make no difference. They don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Others get it and them have to stay in bed for a day or two. But in all of that, it means that it makes millions of people have taken the AstraZeneca and are better off for it. In Jamaica, 140,000 people so far have taken it. It's a double dose vaccine, and it's made in 4 countries around the world. It's made in South Korea. It's a Europe vaccine out of the UK, and it's made also in Mexico. We have had reactions, but that is understandable. The Pfizer does the same thing to many people, even though you never had any reaction. Same thing with the Moderna. The principle of vaccine for COVID right now, Romeich, is that you take the first one you get, because you never know when.
Was left, and how you did that situation?
Right. So yes, what happened is that we got some out of South Africa, 75,000 doses. The South Africans weren't using those vaccines because they have a strain there, the South African strain of the virus, that wasn't reacting very well to the AstraZeneca. They are the ones that are most likely to get sick and to go to hospital and die, because they are the ones, by virtue of age, with immune system that is weaker, or them have comorbidities, we call it. So meaning them have arthritis, diabetes, they may have had cancer and recovered, hypertension or high blood pressure. When you have them conditions, then what happens is that the virus will have a bigger impact on you and you could die. In fact, 80% of the deaths, Romeich, in Jamaica, of the 700 and odd deaths over the last year from COVID, were over 60. So is your mother and your grandmother that we're trying to say, make we try and preserve them first. Most of the people who have had the virus were under 50, but most of them recover. Them get it, them go home, them sleep, them take medication, and they get better. And so what we do is put priority groups. People them on the front line, like the nurses and doctors, the older people, and then we work our way down. But the vaccine can be given to anybody over 18 years old.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good then, because what I notice, remember said with the blitz, with the sister, whole heap of people at Jamaica, they don't want to take the vaccine, So maybe you need to have a next blitz.
We have a lot of blitz, but we need some...
I'm sorry, but I'm going to give you a dream. See?
Hi.
Oh my God! Wait. Hello, Shenseea. How are you? Well, I can only follow you online because Romeich hiding you, or I don't know,
As I'm here, man.
Nice to meet you finally, even remotely.
You
All
too.
is well?
All is well. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm working hard, and when I need a little break,
So like a lyrics, me I know.
No, I tell you, no, can I tell you? I'm a politician, so we have lyrics. We're politicians, but
sorry.
All right, but what I will say, you are very talented, and I want to respect you. Take care.
Yeah, we don't want to go screen record. I get your
No, all I'm saying is that you're talented. That's all.
We have to sign in and we have to come back. And I saw it the other day, so I just want to know because we have the vaccine now. So when we go online and we do that little thing because a lot of people don't know. We have to go online and sign up to go back in the country. We have to take the test and show them. So two things I'm going to ask you in one. When we go online and sign up, one, do we have to why is it that when we reach to the airport and coming through, they say even if we're vaccinated, we still should quarantine?
All right, those are very good questions, and it's really important for people to understand. First of all, when you get the vaccine, it doesn't prevent you from getting the virus. The vaccine, what the vaccine does, Romeich, it strengthens your body to deal with the virus. So when you get the virus, you have the vaccine, you are going to be able to cope with it. So chances of you dying from it are going to hospital. Is that our quarantine is that if you have the virus, even though you're not sick, we still require you to recover so you don't spread it to somebody else. That's the only reason. It's not just about you, it's about the other people that you come in contact with. Now, when that will be eased is when we vaccinate a certain amount of the population. Because right now we only vaccinate about 5% and 7% of the target. When we get up to more, then we know that even if the virus is in the population, people are protected. So the people you come in contact with are like you with the vaccine, so they won't get affected. So it's just the rationale of trying to protect each other. That's why we still have the program.
Well, and that's good because you just teach me something a while ago, which really makes sense. The vaccine is not to say that you can't catch a virus. It's just to really control it, that it don't hurt.
That happens. So when you do policy, when government decide on policy, sometimes people don't understand it, and because they feel like we're restricting them, and maybe we need to do a better job to explain it. But the truth of the matter is that we have to think about the greater good. There comes a time when it can't be just about listen, Romeich, let me tell you something. I don't underestimate the impact and the reach of the local culture as reflected in music, in art, in dance, in craft, in rum, in spices. Listen, Jamaica is an amazing place, you know. When you know that,
Yeah,
whatever
man.
we say about ourselves, we are bigger and better. We punch much more powerful than our size.
Yeah.
And as politicians, as public policy makers, in a time like this, and I think the Prime Minister has done an amazing job providing leadership, Andrew Holness. I have a lot of regard for him as my leader. And the cabinet, and indeed the other agencies that have played a role. Because, you know, I have to say this, and I'm not being political, but we were at the right place at the right time to provide leadership on this issue. And I'm not going to apologize for it. But the truth is, we need people like you, because you break it down at a level that I can't break it down. When Shenseea did the ad about the mask wearing, I mean, you know, Shenseea is not, I couldn't do that. How could I do that? You know what time you tell people to wear masks? I don't let them listen to me. They listen to Shenseea, right? The point is, all of us have to do what we have to do. And we have to recognize that. And we have to embrace that. And we have to show respect for that. And that's why I think you have to be commended for agreeing to play your part in this big fight, you know.
So you think that the vaccine going to get mandatory across the world or in Jamaica?
Well, you know, right now it's not. So people have a choice. You said it earlier. You say you took the vaccine and you're not telling nobody what to do. And their business that, and they must choose. Yeah. What is important is that we explain to people why it is of value to them to take the vaccine. In the world right now, that is the case. I don't know of a country that makes it mandatory, even though I've seen some discussions around particular segments of society that say you can't work in a particular location or something like that if you don't get the vaccine. So laws have been changing, our policies have been changing. There are some vaccines that we require in our country to before you can get into the public school system and so on. What people need to understand, you know, is that vaccines have saved many lives in Jamaica from long time. I mean, it's part of our human development that we have bought into and supported.
Give me an example, like which one?
So, you know, in my days, I have here on my arm a little scar, and most people my age is it was about the measles and the mumps and the chicken pox, the rubella, those things. Polio was a big thing in Jamaica, threatening the whole population. It's a vaccine that saved us and got rid of that virus.
I think me have one too, you know.
Exactly. And you are a younger boy than me, right? The point is, some of the people who argue against vaccine don't even realize that them get one when them did born. Them mother carry them go get it. That's how they went to school. So education about the issue is very important, and we have to try and explain that to them. It's no different from what we're doing now.
All right, fine. So next, may I say two things now. I get a little secret, Mr. Tufton. You say if you want them take a vaccine, just tell them, say, You gotta give them one card when them take the vaccine. And anybody who have the card there, we can keep party. And everybody. Yeah?
I was waiting on you to come with that, you know.
Yeah. Listen, man. All they have to do, we just open up the arena and we do it there.
Yeah.
But me I tell you, it good. But when we reach us, when we reach and pass the rule, like I know my prime minister gonna say, yeah man, when you get your vaccine, you can go party. We don't have enough vaccine for you all away.
Yeah, well, not no, but we are working on it. We're working on it, and there's a big problem in the world because the vaccine short. And you're right. The truth is that we're gonna get to a point when enough of us have it, where it's going to become. We're gonna get back to normal. Listen, let me tell you something. This is not permanent. If we do what we need to do, the world is going to respond, and we're going to be bigger and brighter for it and better for it. And as it relates to party and entertainment, the Prime Minister is on record. I know him come under flack in recent times. But him on record of saying that he believes in the local music. He listens to dancehall music more than most. I listen to a whole heap of dancehall music, right? But we have to protect each other. And the truth is that until we can overcome that burden, and the vaccine is key to that, we're going to have to manage in a particular way within a certain rule. Now, I think we're getting there. I think we now start to get the vaccine. We're going to get more over the next months to come, going into the latter part of this year. And my view is that by third quarter of this year, if we get enough supplies and people take it up, some of them parties, they might actually start come back, and you can enjoy what you do, and your creative juices can start flowing in full swing again.
So I am out here in the world now because I've seen where America basically are opening back completely, right? I've seen where Europe is opening up back. I've seen places that have the virus million times worse than we opening up back. So why is it that we can't open up back, and when you think Jamaica going to open up? Remember, I have to talk to people, so I'm pressure you.
No, hold on. I respect. Don't worry about it. You can pressure me as much as possible. It's not a problem. The truth of the matter is that many people have taken different approaches to managing the virus. And a lot of starts and stops, a lot of mistakes. Romeich, remember, when this thing started, countries like the UK, even the US, the mighty US, which we respect them a lot, we're big trading partners. People were dying, like heavy. They never had place to store bodies. Italy, countries that much older than us and were far advanced than us. Little Jamaica managed the process in a way where we minimize the spread, manage the hospitalization. We knew we would have had some deaths, but we thought we'd have had a lot more, frankly speaking. One death is too many, but still. And so there's no playbook for this, because the last time we had something like this is 100 years ago, the Spanish flu. So we had to manage as we go along, where we open when we can, pull back when we must, because we couldn't we didn't want the health system to be overwhelmed. So in a sense, we can't use the example of other countries, because some of the countries that have had much better hospital system than us, like the ones I have named, UK, US, and Italy, and so on, they have been far worse in terms of many more people have died per capita and much more virus around them. Having said that, we have started with some restrictions. There was a time, remember, up to in April, we restricted Jamaicans from coming home, We have that changed. We had serious restrictions on tourists. That has changed. The reason why Canadians can't come to Jamaica for tours, for tourism now, is because the Canadian government has literally put restrictions on them. The Americans, our friends, have put out an advisory that basically says to Americans must be careful how they travel to 80% of the world, including the Caribbean, because they are trying to protect their own self. So it is a mix of things that is going into some of the decisions. But I think we're doing the right thing, because ultimately it's about our Jamaican people, and we have to protect each other first.
So, we have a whole heap of comment. You have a lot of people that say things were good. A lot of people will say things that make sense. And they have some dunce people, they have some good people. But I got a question from my people, let me see what makes sense for ask you, right?
Yeah, man.
One is, why is it that is 18 older should take the vaccine?
Why is it that what? 18 and older?
Yeah.
Right. So what happened is that the the drug companies, when they get